Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I don't know whether the lady speaks a little bit delayed or is it the signal that took a longer time. So I repeated hello, 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 welcome, welcome, welcome twice. So I don't know whether that's recorded twice or once, and now maybe it will be three times. But welcome, and it's so good to see you again. And I just saw your chat message. I am better now. Thank you. And also in Telegram, thank you for updating that you are going to be discharged tomorrow. And that's wonderful, wonderful, wonderful news. And maybe then we will go deeper into some other kinds of, scripts and also chapters on health. Because anyway, your book is justified in talking about health, not just the high blood pressure. And now that in 2 weeks, you have also gone through a dengue fever hospitalization. So, oh my God, like I was mentioning earlier, the clients that you are going to help may not all have high blood pressure, and luckily we have now experienced that one of the co-authors himself started the book from the idea of a high blood pressure, but you know what I mean, also has gone through dengue. Wow, 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 wow. Not that wow to go through dengue, but I assume that will now give you suddenly a lot more experience in what you went through, and the kind of the pains, I can say, of having dengue fever. So assuming the role of an expert now has become easier for you because you've actually gone through these physical issues. Um, you can say, yeah, yeah, oh my God, congratulations in such a way. And that is what is important in a way, that when we do co-authoring of these books and then do the 3 hour coaching, you can say 2 days training and everything, 1 week boot camp, and also then help other people to write other books, you will be able to speak from a better authority, that I personally, you can say, went through these challenges to my health, and why I think I'm super qualified to help you now co-author new books. And this, you can tell that to other people. And like I said, one of the other ladies that I'm working with from Malaysia, her book is Learn All About Happiness. It's actually contentment and happiness, the two virtues that she's focusing on, and learn about contentment and happiness in 73 days instead of wasting 73 years, because she's 73 years old now, and she has gone through a lot of challenges in her life, including being a single mother at the age of 20 something and raising her only son, and now that the son is married and she has grandchildren and so on and so forth. Of course, along the way, many new different challenges came, and how she supported that only child and herself all these years, and then now he's a successful young man. And that's why to her at this age, she's talking about contentment, she's talking about more of happiness. And why not learn that in 73 days instead of wasting 73 years? So if you notice, her book is totally being co-authored on the idea of her life story. And in the same way, in your case, like I said, you need to just get everything in order, and then we will then get into actually writing. Right now we are still in introductory chapters, and I know it's literally 10 chapters have been recorded of your book, but it's still introductory chapters, and we haven't actually got to the real, you can say, the meat of the entire thing. Although I'm a vegetarian, I shouldn't talk about meat, but I think you get an idea of what I'm talking about. We haven't even actually got into the real steps of whether it's the mini course of 28 days or the major course of 58 days, where actually in that 58 days, we are going to extract out all your information and knowledge of 63 years, the wisdom, the doctrines, the philosophies that you follow, and how it is done in the systematic way. That's the midterm 58-day program. So there will be, of course, the 28-day program, which I've shown you the script in one of the previous sessions. Then the 58-day mid-length program, where we actually extract this knowledge out. And then the 88 days, which is the equivalent of the boot camp, 1 week. And then finally, all this will add up towards that 188 days. The big focus, once we start, will also not just be on writing the content, the theories, but to actually train you in the sales and marketing, and promotions and lead generations, and how do you actually get clients. And then you make them into raving fans who will keep asking you instead of you asking them, hey, when is the next chapter, and when is the next book, and when is the whatever not. So just to let you know, yesterday, since yours was a shorter session, I was able to do another call with another client who's in Jammu, Kashmir. That's the part of India that, all the Kashmir, the wars and everything, Pakistan still says it's theirs, India says it's theirs, and a lot of tensions are all going on. And this gentleman who has been working with me for the last 2 years from there, his main intention, he's in his 40s, I think, roughly. And his main intention was to get his two sons out of India so they have a better education system and they have a better future. And he kept asking me to please, please, please adopt my two boys and blah, blah, blah. So his project got delayed again because some election and some state changes came in Jammu Kashmir, and then COVID, this and that. And he runs a travel agency. So we are using the same Future of Money Sewa cryptocurrency assets to not only help him to make money in terms of that and uh, have a better life for his family and his children in a foreign country, but at the same time enhance his travel agency business, which is a current business he's running. So the good news is, after a long call with him yesterday, he finally is now starting to understand how the versatility of the Future of Money Seva cryptocurrency can be tagged into any and every business, traditional business I'm talking about. So suddenly we bring traditional businesses into the 21st century. Like the example I gave you of the textile merchant with 18 to 21 shops in Malaysia, and how we are helping to tag in all that. So in his examples, just to give you a little bit more examples today, before we go into a quick revision of some of the health thing that we spoke about yesterday, and hopefully, you know what I mean, go deeper into more of that affirmations if we can. Uh, those will be very helpful for today's session, especially if we get time to do a little bit of affirmations. And I'll try and see if I can do some general health affirmations. So it will not just be for the high blood pressure and the fever that you're experiencing, but more importantly, general health affirmations for full healing. Can I use that term? Full healing, both physical, mental, emotional, and you can say, yeah, in every aspect of your life. So anyway, coming back to yesterday, that guy now finally understands, oh my god, you mean Pal Ji, if somebody paid 20,000 rupees, since he's in Jammu Kashmir, India, and he pays 20,000 rupees for a tour of my Jammu Kashmir, I can actually tag in the Seva cryptocurrency and give him 20,000 matching bonus. I said, yes, you can give that for free. And the next time they come, they can do a 50-50 with your business, for example, like the textile merchant wants to do. And that will make sure that they have a repeat business and they keep coming back only to you, not any other agent in Jammu Kashmir. And that made him very excited, because in any business, repeat business from the same clients is so important, isn't it? And that's where I need you to start tapping on your business turnaround genius that you have. And somehow we will have to, somehow reinculcate that sinking ships that was my initial idea for your books, and helping them sail again back into this health, high blood pressure to high bank balances. Or maybe that could become your book number 2, that now that you have started to have your 8.888888 million, now without a guarantee of 1.1 million top up that I said will only happen if you don't skip a day. Now that you have skipped a day, oh my God, Mr. LeowBao, 1.1 million guarantee was broken. We'll see what we can do anyway. And just to let you know, how do I give these kind of guarantees to people, is because I do get my commissions from TopLawyer.AI, and that gives me enough ample, you can say, window to motivate the people that I'm working with those kind of 1.1111 million additional top-ups the moment you reach 7.77777 million, so that you reach your total target of 8.888888 million ringgit by the 27th of April 2025. But the condition is, like I said, if you don't skip a day. So never mind that one, we will have to revive it in some other way. But quickly to go through the thing, maybe your sinking ships thing has to come in, because a lot of other businesses are still waiting for uh, help to revive. Oh my God, you understand what I'm saying? They really, 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 really need help to revive their businesses, lah. Oh my God, amazing, huh? Anyway, so is there anything that came to your mind before I start going through a quick summary that you want to type in the chat? I saw 3 or 4 messages that you sent. I've been looking at it while speaking. But is there anything on your mind right now? Not yet. Thank you. Okay, so you said not yet. So no problem. If not yet, that's okay. Let's then and go through a quick summary of what we discussed yesterday as both a revision. But more importantly, the first question, did you get deep sleep yesterday? Uh, and are you feeling much better? You already are being discharged tomorrow and you're feeling better. So the main question is, did you get a better, good sleep? And let's just check the chat. You wrote, because I have to change screen. Yes, the word is yes. Very good. Congratulations. So now what's going to happen? Part of your next 21 to 28 days, we will also reprogram your mind that every day after these coaching calls or training sessions or mentorship programs, boot camps, you will actually go into deeper states of sleep again and again and again and again and again and again. And by 21 to 28 days, the command deep sleep now, deep sleep now, deep sleep now, when you repeat that to yourself the moment you put your head on the pillow, and just imagine Pal Ji the same way, going deep sleep now, deep sleep now, deep sleep now, and boom, you will just go into a deeper sleep. At the moment you hit your pillow. And this, I'll tell you something. Some of my clients ask me, why must it only be at night before I go to sleep? If during the day I'm so tired, can I use the same technique? Yes, you can. So deep sleep now, these 3 magical words, you just got to imagine or tell yourself, imagine Pal Ji is telling me deep sleep now, deep sleep now, deep sleep now. When you say Pal Ji is telling me and you talk to your mind, then your conscious and mind does not fight back, because it says, oh, Pal Ji is telling you, oh my God, Pal Ji charges a lot of money for his therapy, so I better listen to what Pal Ji says. You understand my point? But if you say to yourself deep sleep now, then your conscious mind will say, what deep sleep, wait la, I still got something to think about. Then you are thinking about a million other things. Like I had a lady client today, whose daughter is injured and broke her ankle while on a hiking trip overseas, and she was hospitalized in the public hospitals. And currently this is happening, by the way. I just finished that sessions with them earlier too. And since the daughter is in a foreign country and she has been now hospitalized in a private hospital, they put in some screws and some plates into her right ankle to help whatever. And then they say we'll have to check a year and a half later to see whether to remove those metal parts. And I also spoke to that young lady multiple times. Although in her case it's not direct calls, it is recorded messages going from me to her, to her to me, because hospitals, of course, she's in a private hospital now and she now has a room to herself. But yet doctors and nurses and all that, she can't have phone calls. And we are having things like 10 to 15 minutes. I would tell her something and then she replies 10 to 15 minutes. It's been going on for the last 24 hours, since 10:30 last night when I found out this. So immediately after your call, I actually checked all my messages, and this was one of the cases that was waiting. So at 10:28, immediately after your call, I actually sent her the first message, and I sent a copy to her parents, to whatever her family group kind of thing. So her mother was on one side on calls with me today from her home country, and the daughter was in another country, and she's all alone there. Went for a solo hiking trip, and had this accident on the trek. And it's getting very cold. The weather is going to change. It's already cold right now for people from our country, Singapore, Malaysia, to be in those countries. And the doctors have given her 6 to 8 weeks of, you cannot move around, you cannot work around. So she called her company back in Singapore saying, I can't come for work. And her family is also from Malaysia. So we suggested, no, you don't even come back to Singapore. We'll fly you to Malaysia somehow to make sure that 6.5 weeks you cannot survive the winters in those countries. She went trekking and she has to come back to Malaysia to be with the family, and then maybe Malaysian hospitals she will have to check in if she needs to, whatever. And the stitches are going to open this Saturday for her. And then the doctor is going to see whether she's even certified and capable of flying out. And so her father may be flying in this weekend and Saturday anyway, whether the doctor, opens the stitches and says yes or no. So her father is also going in on Saturday, and it's getting very cold. Yesterday, the temperature she sent in one of her voice messages was already 13 degrees. Next week, it's supposed to drop to 11, and then November, December are the coldest months, and no way our friend can survive. She's also in the mid 20s, like, the gentleman who connected you and me. I think that age group has a lot of dramas going on in their life, like LeowBao. So, like we said, don't mention the name of that guy who connected us, but you know who I'm talking about. And if you're his father's age, in the same way, this is so funny. I'm actually going through this case since yesterday. I ended your call. So, like I said, I got so many such cases every day. On the other side, the mother is so stressed, and that's why, coming back to the sleep part, at 10:30 this morning. So 10:30 last night was when the conversation started with the daughter in the foreign country where she's stuck now in the hospitals. And I'll tell you the big joke, which my mind was thinking of all the conspiracy theories in 1 minute. But at 10:20, 10:30 this morning, the mother is messaging me from Malaysia, where that family is also based. Although the daughter has been working in Singapore for the last few years. But the mother is saying, I could not sleep the whole night and I was having the tension and blah, blah, blah. And thanks for this extra calls. And extra whatever messages chatting I was suggesting, and then I gave her the same deep sleep now, although it was 10:30 in the morning today. So the whole saga for the last 12 hours overnight has been with the family in Malaysia, the 20 plus year old child, in a private hospital, in a remote part of a country in the cold, whatever not. And now I tell you the laughing part, which I also could not have a good rest. And the reason I was working the last 24 hours in a way, is because of the conspiracy theories. You see, this may make you laugh, but it's a good story for your book too. That country that I'm talking about is again India. Because this daughter who's in the mid 20s decided to go to India in a place in the mountainous regions to go for the trekking and all that on a solo trip, because she had some holiday off time from her work in Singapore. And the school she teaches in is a private school, so they are all having holidays to prepare for their school exams, and so the staff were free, and the weather was, just before winter came, and that's why she decided to go on her own. Now, I'll tell you the conspiracy theories. This may make you laugh, but laughter, like I said, is a good medicine. It will help you heal. So the moment you LOL, I just saw your chat, you wrote LOL. So keep writing more LOL and laugh louder and louder on these training calls, because that is the other therapy we do, laughter therapy, which we help people to heal by just, bringing back laughter and joy and happiness into their lives, which a lot of people have forgotten. That will be another chapter we will cover, from high blood pressure to high bank balances, because laughter is going to bring down your high blood pressure to Sewa. I mean, type wow, since you can't say. But anyway, I come back to the most important part. In her case, being a single 20 plus year old lady in a private hospital, in India, I tell you the biggest conspiracy theory that woke me up in the middle of the night, or very early hours of the morning today, was the fact that I've seen movies of private hospitals in India. Although she told me last night in that 10-15 minute voice messages that were going from her to me and me to her, until late night, she said, no, the doctors are taking good care of me, the staff is nice, the nurses are nice, and I'm being well taken care of. And she said she only paid for a fixed package price in this private hospital, and they are saying you can stay as long as you need to, because it's not just a hospital, it's also a nursing home. And that for that package price of I just realized it's 1/10 of what I paid for my 10 days in the Singapore hospital for my foot operation. My foot operation in Singapore cost about $11,000. But would you believe for about 1,000 plus, she can stay not only the 10 days, but as long as she wants to until her foot heals. That was the offer that hospital gave her, because their package is not by the day. The package is until you heal. Say, wow. LeowBao, say wow. This is wow. And yet I had funny conspiracy theories running in my mind, because imagine what I paid 11,000 over Singapore dollars for a 10 days of hospitalization for my foot operation. 11,000 Sing dollars now could be done for, you can say, 1,100 Singapore dollars, which is about 80, 90,000 rupees in India. But it's not a 10-day. The operations are done. The same thing has been done for her foot also, but mine was left foot, hers is right foot. So I could relate to her total story and whatever. Now you see the good news about it, how I survived all those things, and how basically I walked around, how I was whatever, the walking support, the crutches, the whatever, not the wheelchairs and everything. I could tell her so many things because I had gone through this myself. But listen to the difference. The difference is for 1/10 of the price. She's telling me that hospital that did the operation, next to they run the nursing home, and they allow her, and she has a private room with attached bathroom. And in Tan Tock Seng, I was in a shared facility, not even a private bathroom to myself. So look at that price difference for 1/10, not just for 10 days that she has whatever, but unlimited time until the stitches open, until she's ready to walk off without a crutches. They are willing to keep her there with the full, what do you call that? Nursing facilities available, and nurses and doctors checking on her every day. Wow. So she told me, oh my God, Palji, if you know other people, I would really highly recommend that they come here, because that was my same thing. I was begging Tan Tock Seng Hospital in Singapore, please, can I just stay longer, until my foot really heals? Because I saw them doing the dressings and the changes and all that, and to do it on my own, no lie, it would have been challenge for myself too. But they did not allow that in Singapore hospitals, because we are overcrowded here. It's a small country with not enough hospitals and all that. But the price was also 10 times more. And there she gave me some pictures of the view from her window, and it's in the mountainous region, like I said, the northern parts of India. Um, and the weather looks so beautiful, although it's going to be cold. And the scenery is, oh my God, so relaxing. So the next time you know anyone who gets ill, maybe we should also consider this. But now I come to the exciting part, and this is part of your healing, because I want you to really laugh at what I could not sleep about. And what I couldn't sleep about is there are movies being made out of India, that they take orphans, or they actually cause accidents, with motorcyclists, and the van will hit and run. The motorcyclist will crash. Then suddenly the ambulance will appear 3 to 5 minutes, because it's the same team that is running these things. So the first car will hit and run a motorcyclist, or they will take the beggars and orphans off the street, and then the ambulance will appear miraculously 3 to 5 minutes later. The ambulance will take that motorcyclist or whoever the accident victim was into an ambulance, and on the way they will do some kind of even further damage, like even brain damages, that by the time they reach the hospitals, um, not only the operations need to be done for whichever the injuries have, but somehow they in many cases were declaring that person brain dead. Now in this lady's case, of course, obviously only the ankle was injured, and the government hospital suggested she goes to a orthopedic hospital, the private hospital, to do a foot operation there. And that's how they got transferred. And obviously she had Sing dollars and credit cards and all that, and affordability was not an issue. But the what my on conspiracy theories were running in my mind, and that woke me up early this morning, was, what if the reason they say you can stay here for the next 6.5 weeks, or until your foot is healed, for that same fixed price of 80, 90,000 rupees, which is only 1,000 plus. What was running in my mind is, maybe just like in the movies, they are actually sourcing for the rich clients from Europe and Middle East and Dubai and everything, who need a heart transplant or kidney transplants or eye transplants or whatever transplants. That the reason they keep this kind of foreigners who get hurt on their trekking trips to recover in India, that private hospital. I'm not saying this one does, but I'm just saying, imagine how the mind is so creative and thinks of all these conspiracy theories, and woke me up even. that I actually went back. That's how I got reconnected with the family early hours of the morning, and even with her. That whenever she woke up, she replied to my last message to her at one something last night. And then I reconnected to find out all these extra things. And then I was working with the family to try and make sure the father goes in this weekend to go and extract her out, because the doctor says the stitches will open on Saturday, and then he can see whether the letter to travel can be given. So I told them to do all this because, yeah, I'm not saying this hospital will do that kind of thing, but conspiracy theories and the movies that I watched before, they tell me that, oh my God, imagine they were actually buying time in that 6.5 weeks of healing, telling her she can stay there until they find some clients who are rich old people who need these kind of body parts from younger people, whether it's the heart, the kidneys, the eyeballs, the whatever, and then they will, in the excuse that, oh my God, oh no, there's an infection and the metal plate is offering, is causing the infection, I need to do another operation. They put her back under anesthesia and then do another operation, but this time not for her foot alone, but make it worse and take out all her kidneys and heart and eyeballs, and suddenly, she's gone from the face of the earth. You know what I'm saying? I know this sounds like a conspiracy theory, but that's how I woke up. Yeah, you wrote there, yes, 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 this happens in the chat. You see, you know about this too, lah. So I'll tell you, I did not even get my 8 hours of sleep last night. And today I had said scheduled calls like on Tuesday, 12 to 3 p.m. This client has booked his call. And then Saturday from 4 to 7 p.m. This client, there are multiple rich people, and 12 to 3 I cannot even whatever. So the whole morning I woke up early, I was handling this case with the Malaysian family, and then after that 12 to 3 I had to run for this weekly Tuesday session, and then um I literally couldn't get a time to rest again until after 3 p.m. lah. So if my voice sounds heavier today, it's not because I've been speaking too much, but today has been all mostly chats and voice recordings and whatever not. But I'm glad you wrote in the chat, yes, yes, this happens. So it is part of that book, you see, from high blood pressure, that hello dug, 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 even if we go to these other foreign countries for treatment, although the treatments are cheaper and their doctors and nurses are equally qualified and they have the same equipment, maybe not as advanced as Singapore. But in one of the last messages that 20 something year old girl sent to me, she says, if your foot has not fully healed after 50 months, and just to let you know, today is exactly 50 months since I was banned from physiotherapy in Singapore too, because I'm unvaccinated. So imagine, after my operation, I used to go for physio every 2 or 3 days. And then they banned me exactly 50 months ago, even from physiotherapy, because I'm unvaccinated. La. And even though COVID now has gone, and now they are saying RSV is the new disease, and there is no cure, and some people are saying that's long COVID, Pal Ji. They're just changing name so they don't have to take responsibility for all the vaccinations and booster side effects and all that. But that's another story. But imagine, for 50 weeks until today, my foot still bleeds when I walk, even to the bathroom or whatever not. And that's another story for another day. But she also was telling me, yeah, you should also come here to this particular hospital, and blah blah blah. You wrote this is BS. Yeah, I know, we'll talk about that later, but I cannot mention these things like the word COVID too often, because then YouTube will delete this video. But anyway, um cut the long story short, I couldn't go for my weekly 2 3 times therapies and physiotherapies to whatever, because of my a non-vaccination status. So I'm one of the very few Singaporeans, less than, I think there are only 6% of us or less now that are unvaccinated in this country, which means, actually a lot of people have said my blood is much more in demand, and my plasma and my other body parts will be higher in demand because it is not damaged by the side effects of the vaccinations and the boosters and all that. But that's another story for another day. But even after listening to all her facilities, thank you, sir. You wrote, yes, that's true in the chat. I'm reading what he's writing in the chat, because yeah, he wrote, your blood is very, very valuable. Thank you, sir. Yeah, some people told me not just my blood, my plasma is also very, very valuable, especially because I'm an Indian. And in Singapore, do you know most Indians are not donating their plasma? There's a little dire, very little plasma from Indian blood groups kind of thing. So you are right. My blood is very, very valuable, but also my plasma and other things. But anyway, After she gave me reviews of the Indian hospital and how she's being treated very well, I also started to ask. And in one of the things, I laughed and I said, maybe I should also fly in and they will take care of my foot and redo my operation because my toes are totally curled and they look so ugly now. I mean, three of my toes, they cut away one of my little toes. My thumb is still okay of my left foot, and the three other toes are curled and they look so whatever. So balancing is also a challenge. And like I say, even to go to the bathroom and everywhere, I blood drips out and all that. And maybe that's time for me to introduce that. Yes, for exactly 50 months today, I've not stepped out of my house. Food is delivered to my home. I've never gone out at all for 50 months because of this isolation issue. So it's the extended isolation, and people are studying, therapists and coaches of other experts are studying how does Palji survive with no mental health issues and no side effects, living in isolation for 50 months. Today is exactly the day because it was on my birthday in September 19. The next day I went for my physiotherapy and I bought chocolates and sweets for all the physiotherapy clients. There are literally 50, 60 of them who are there, all older people who come for daily physio, and they stay in there for 6 7 hours because their families go to work from that neighborhood. So I bought lots of chocolates and lots of gifts for everybody. And then suddenly, the CEO calls me into her private office and says, "Sorry, Mr. Singh, from now you will not be allowed to come for physio because government came out with new ruling. Unvaccinated people can't come." So I have not gone for physio and blah blah blah. I've not even stepped out of my house. Imagine, for 50 months, and my floor has blood dried all over the place. Because even if I just go from my bed to my couch to my therapy chair where I sit and do all these coaching sessions from, or even to the bathroom, or even to my main door to get the food that the delivery boys send every day. There is blood. And I always sit with my therapy chairs, which is actually the chair that's used by the client to recline. And I have to recline because my foot has to be higher and straight. My legs have to be straight rather than downwards. So these are things I've learned how to remain in isolation without mental health issues. Otherwise, a lot of my other experts that I write books with and I do Monday sessions and other sessions with, they focus on mental health issues because they're psychologists and therapists and psychotherapists and everything. And they are actually psychoanalyzing how does a man survive 50 months in isolation and not step out of the house or not even whatever, and yet be in the highest of the highest mental spirits. So that's another book we are working on anyway. But I come back to this. I had then thought maybe I would go down to the same hospital, and I told that lady, if they are going to keep you for 6.5 weeks, then I will also come, and maybe they have different floors for men and women. I'll be just one floor up or one floor below. But my other reason was because then I can also in a way be protecting shield for her, that all these extra dramas don't happen. And that actually made me then suddenly rush to Google and check out all the reviews of the hotel. I asked her for the Google Maps. I asked for a lot of things. So this is the reason why clients keep coming back to me, or they refer their family members even in the middle of the night. Like I said, the first message went out after your call finished yesterday, and I only sent her the first reply at 10:28 p.m. that my WhatsApp shows. But the only reason they keep coming back is because the same family, her brother has alopecia, which means his body has no hair left on his body. And about a year and a half ago, I was treating the son, the brother of this girl victim now who is stuck in a hospital, and her mother, and the son was sent to another part of India, now this time in southern India, for 2 weeks because they use Ayurvedic treatments in that healing facilities for that 2 weeks, because all medicines in Malaysian hospitals, Singapore hospitals, and everywhere had failed to heal him of his alopecia. That's another autoimmune disease that I mentioned yesterday to you in the call. Remember? So yours is also a immunity problem. That's why you keep getting sick every 2 weeks. 2 weeks ago it's something else, and now 2 weeks later it's dengue fever. So alopecia is also caused by autoimmune deficiency and diseases kind of thing. So that mother and son had stayed in that 2 week facilities in the southern part of India for Ayurvedic treatments. And I cut the long story short, his hair never came back because his is a very extreme case of it. So his whole body, not even the eyebrows and nothing is there. Now no hair even on the head or any other part of the body. And these are Malaysian clients, you see. So these are very rich people, but imagine all these rich people, money is not a problem. They can just take 2 weeks and, mother son go down and check in into this expensive Ayurvedic place that I recommended, because I knew about that place many years before for other clients. But uh, his hair issue is still there. But I tell you, the mother, when she came back, told me, and she was in her mid 40s then, that, oh my god, I tell you, the kind of treatment with the juices, with the whatever foods they give us and everything, Palji, plus all the tubes they put up your body from the back, to get rid of all the toxins in your body in that 2 weeks, because they were trying to do that treatment for the son, and she also opted for the same treatment anyway, since she's there for 2 months. But in her case, she had no illnesses, but the toxins that were cleared in that 2 weeks from her body. Amazing reviews that I got from her, lah. And this was 2 years ago. And then her sons, of course, is extreme cases. Even after clearing the toxins and everything, the alopecia is still there. He still hasn't had hair growth. But that's another story. Even Western medicines and everything they tried couldn't work. Nothing else. His is extreme autoimmune problem. But now imagine the daughter had issues in the northern mountainous areas of India, and who do they turn up to? Again, referral back to Palji, Sewa. So do you think um, referrals are going to come back? Of course they keep coming back again and again. And I'll tell you the best part, that's why I never have to find clients. So one of your biggest thing that you wrote about, lead generation being an issue, we will show you ways how you add value beyond what is required, that people just not only keep coming back themselves, but they recommend other family members, but more importantly they refer strangers now to me. uh, I would say sometimes I believe because they get a lot of the future of money Sewa cryptocurrency assets for referrals, but also maybe forget about the referral income they get. Maybe it's just because, oh my God, Palji, you added value beyond what we expected. Do you understand what I'm saying? You wrote the word wow in the chat. But I laughed not just because of the wow, I laughed because maybe it's the referral income that they get, you see, because their e-wallets are super packed and so on and so forth, which never mind, we will teach you, which I haven't even got into the whole steps of how to maintain your, the future of money Sewa cryptocurrency and how that grows, and how you will suddenly realize, oh my God, I'm actually getting cash for my referrals, a certain percentage, and I'm also getting my e-wallet growing every time I recommend a customer, because Palji and the Top Lawyer AI and all our systems, we give out 100% commission for every referral. Write this down, because that's going to help you heal super fast, and you're going to remind me to talk about 100% referral, because finally, when I told you that Jammu Kashmir guy last night, finally the travel agent fella understood, was yesterday. He said, so it's 100% commission. I said, hello, isn't that what I've been telling you? You get partially in cash, partially in what do you call that? The future of money Sewa cryptocurrency assets, but the total, yes, it's 100%. Please write that down in your chat, everybody. 100%. Now, the only difference is you choose which sliding scale, how many cash percent you want, and how many you want the balance to be in the future of money Sewa cryptocurrency. But if you add up, and if you look at the tables again, I will send you the tables again for your reference. Since you're lying in the hospital beds, after this call, I'll send you the two pictures. Look at the pictures and try to understand. So tomorrow we will have that pictures from your laptop on the screen if you're feeling much better. If not, never mind. Now, do you notice I'm not actually um, what do you call that? Doing any laptop on-screen presentations, because maybe your eyes are closed as you listen to these words today. It's okay. I could do a screen share from my phone too, but I'm not going to do that today. I'll send you, however, the two pictures right into your Telegram, and just keep understanding that pictures, talk about that pictures, and tomorrow onwards or the day after you feel much better at home with your laptops, all we're going to do is start your role plays. So even if a person is so poor, starts at the 5% cash, 95% crypto, if you add those two up, that's called the nursery kindergarten one level, the lowest and the cheapest level, which is only 11 US dollars or 1,000 rupees for poor Indians, like I gave him his figure. And for you, 11 times 4.4444 is about, I guess, I don't know, what is it, roughly 50 ringgit? less than 50 ringgit, right? Because you're 4.4, yeah, it's 48 ringgit and 40 cents. So imagine in your case, even in Malaysia, you brought the most poorest of the poorest person who can only afford 50 ringgit. You will now be able to help them to go from 50 ringgit, which is $11, to 500 ringgit, to 5,000 ringgit, to, you can say, 50,000 ringgit, to 500,000 ringgit. Now, would you say that, oh my God, that's Palji only 5 steps or something, isn't it? Yes, so a person starts from 50 ringgit, he will be able to go to 500,000 ringgit, and then maybe 5 million ringgit. Now, yours is a 8.888888 million ringgit goal. But yes, I am very sure, I am so convinced after working with so many clients that even if a person starts with 11 US dollars or 50 ringgit, in your case, 48 ringgit and 40 cent, or in the Indian boys example, 1,000 rupees, which is quite affordable even for any poor Indian. Hello, we will get them to maybe, uh, 5 million ringgit in your case, but it's a better of multiple levels, and that table that I've done for you, it's something you can study again. So right now, my answer today, since it's already about 40 minute call, I would like to let you go back to deep sleep, deep sleep, deep sleep, very, very fast today again. And that's all you got to imagine. Tell your conscious mind, although I've put down the phone and the call is over, but Palji is telling me deep sleep now, deep sleep now, deep sleep now. And then you repeat the word, Palji is telling me deep sleep now. So the conscious mind will not fight it. Otherwise, when you just say the word deep sleep now, we have found out the problem is then your conscious mind fights with your subconscious mind, and hello, dick, 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 dick. You get frustrated. I want to sleep. I really want to sleep. I need the rest. I need this. But your conscious mind is thinking of a million other things. So the only way to do this is blame Palji and say, Palji is telling me deep sleep now, deep sleep now, deep sleep now. Then the conscious mind cannot argue with Palji. You understand my point? Because conscious mind knows, oh, I pay a lot of money to Palji for therapy, I better listen. So that's how you blame it to Palji and say, Palji said, deep sleep now. So always use that excuse. And it seems to work better that you blame it off on Palji and let your conscious mind say, idiot Palji. I want to think of new things with LeowBao and I want to discuss. So that's your mind, you see. Inside your mind, there's an inner chatter 24 hours a day. That's why you don't have that peace of mind. Thank you for writing yes in the chat. But remember, yesterday we spoke about your stress, your depressions, your anxieties. These are the three main root causes, and they are actually caused by the inner chatter. We'll talk about that in another subject. And that's where the inner chatter never actually stops. The mind doesn't actually stop. So you got to distract it with suggestions that Palji said that. So okay, Palji said that. Idiot Palji. I want to talk to LeowBao, and then your conscious mind will be saying, idiot Palji. How dare he say this to my owner, LeowBao? I can't even now have an inner chat with LeowBao. That will be your chat, your conscious mind will do. But sooner than later, Palji said, okay, la, Palji, bloody hell, he charges so much money. My boss, Kanape, I better listen to what Palji. So the conscious mind then shuts down for a while. And then it starts to say, what did Palji say? Palji said, deep sleep now. Okay la. I send you into deep sleep now. Then the conscious mind shuts down. Suddenly you go into deeper sleep than ever. Do you see now the logic? This is why blame it on Palji works. That could be another chapter for your book. So you really, really need to learn all these things. And then in your case, like I said, having saved sinking ships, that has to somehow come into your book right now, because at 63, if your body has already showed me, I'm glad in a way this happened in the first 2 weeks of your project, or the full-time concentration on your project, that you were, from Deepavali day, you wished me and you revived this project, and suddenly for 3 days you disappeared because of health issues, and then you promised to continue, and then again now you disappeared for three, or rather one day totally gone, and then now we are having these kind of funny calls while you're in a hospital bed, which doesn't matter. To me, I don't give a damn. That is added value, you see, that I'll give you. And one day you will use that as your personal testimony to say, even in times when I used to get sick, every 2 weeks I was having some kind of illness, Palji helped me to come out from that kind of pattern, because I end off with the last thing, like that girl actually said in the mid 20s, who's stranded in the Indian hospital. And like she said, yeah, it's 13 degrees at night. It's going to be 11 degrees next week, and it's just going to keep going down because December and January are the two coldest months in India. November, December, January. And then she also said to me just now, yeah, if you're really planning to come, I think you should come in February for this hospital and all that. But I end off with that conspiracy theory. Like you also said, it happens. Maybe no, la, they were trying to keep her there for 6.5 months. So I told her, you are going to use the weather and it's getting too cold as your main excuse to get out of there. And that's what I told the family. The father should fly in immediately this Saturday. So the moment the stitches are open, even if she's capable of flying out, get the letter from the doctor immediately and fly her out, not because of any other reason. And don't even mention the conspiracy theories, but just mention the fact that no, our Singapore Malaysian bodies cannot take the cold, and the cold is going to be very dangerous for her metal plate and the healing that she needs. So we need to, transfer it to a Singapore or Malaysia hospital. And that's the excuse that I've told them to use without even telling them about the conspiracy theories in my head. But since you said it happens, I'm sure they also know like it happens. Maybe they're just waiting for the rich client from Dubai to say, yeah, I need a heart transplant, and then they will murder this girl and blah, 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 and suddenly the heart is gone, the kidneys are sold somewhere else, the eyes are sold somewhere else, and then she disappears from the face of the earth. And so that's why to me her case was in a way urgent. And I actually say, do you need total immediate airlift ambulance services or not? And yeah, we have been following up, and I just finished one more call with her just before I started your call after my 8:15 to 8:55 session. So I sent her another short 12 minutes recording, and then I came on your call. So thank you so much, LeowBao. Deep sleep now, deep sleep now, deep sleep now. You're going to do that. And a quick 1 minute summary on whatever you covered yesterday. I hope you remember the main causes of all these illnesses, whether it was high blood pressure 10, 15 days ago, and today it's dengue fever, um, or whatever it is, they are all to do with your immunity system. And since you wrote about all that BS, about all that BS they did from COVID-19 until now, I'm glad you realized that. Yeah, so we'll talk about your status. Are you vaccinated or boosted, or how many times, and blah blah blah, and how much damage it could have done. That now your book will change a little bit towards the direction of healing from the side effects also, because the autoimmune will then get stronger. And so, as I said yesterday, all this is for informational purposes only, and for medical advice and diagnosis, you should consult a professional doctor, which you are already in a medical facility right now. And we are not giving any kind of medical advice since these are being recorded. But for general information about the emotional factors that contribute to all your high blood pressure, the fevers, and other illnesses, I mentioned them yesterday, and some of the coping strategies that we covered. I hope you were revising that throughout your day today. And it is important that, as I mentioned even yesterday, there is no other infections. And if you are there, do a good full body checkup. I do not know how are you covering this by insurance, or maybe the government gives you that payments because of your age. Like I told you, my other clients in Malaysia have told me those are in their 70s. So stress, anxiety, and depression, I talked about it quite a bit in the previous recording. So those of you who have not heard the lecture that was recorded yesterday, please listen to that too. And these are caused normally by emotional factors, which I think we have covered a little bit today, maybe in a different stories, by telling you case studies of my other clients that I've worked with previously, and even now currently I'm working with. And I would say what I've learned from all these third world India facilities, although the doctors are very good, they are much more better trained in many ways, but because safety is the main concern, I would say we should go in pairs. So next time, LeowBao, if you really want to be recommended to that Ayurvedic and other treatments in India and that kind of hospitals, I would say, yeah, go for it. But I would recommend you bring a best friend along who is not in the need of those services, but anyway can get a two week holiday, like in the story of the mother and son that I mentioned 2 years ago. I recommended, and anyway, the mother also felt she got lots of good benefits from those things. While so one person should be a healthy companion, both shouldn't be sick, but you should go with a pair or go with someone. And then some of the other ways we talked about was practicing relaxation techniques, and we'll talk about this in more detail as we write your book. Also, get enough sleep. So deep sleep now. Pal Ji said deep sleep now. That script works. And then we also spoke about exercise and all that. We will talk about all these things later. Of course, eating healthy diets. So if you can, before you check out, sit down with a nurse or anyone who's trained in the hospital can guide you on the eating diets and everything. And also, you have been vaccinated twice. You have just put it in the chat. Thank you. Sorry, my screen switches off after some time, so I didn't see it. So you have been vaccinated twice. Okay. So some of the reasons for your immune being weaker right now could be those kind of things. Although we are not giving any advice, neither at all, because I don't want these videos to be taken down by YouTube. So I add these disclaimers all the time. But like I mentioned, please do find out from them about good diets, and hopefully you have taken note of what were they feeding you every day, breakfast, lunch, dinner, and write that down the moment you get into your home zone. And that will be very helpful. Or just write a note, or just message yourself, or just message me in Telegram after this call, roughly that. Then we will develop on that. But I end off with the last and the most important thing. Even if we tomorrow start to make good money, that holidays, yeah, then we will try to bring you to those kind of places where maybe for the 1 2 week, it's totally going to detox you. This is another big subject for the wartime, and maybe you should go with a friend who doesn't have any issues, and that person can be your caretaker, but also get detox, uh, just as whatever not. And that becomes your 1 week boot camps, you see. So now rich people every 3 months they do 1 week boot camps, 1 week boot camps, 1 week boot camps to talk to me about what happened in the last 3 months and plan for the next 3 months. But in your case, because yours is medical issues, maybe your 1 week boot camps, we will do it in those kind of resorts. um, so you will get detox for your physical body, and also at the same time plan for the next 3 months of your business growth. And I end off this call by saying, yesterday I mentioned this, we need to identify your triggers. So that's our homework after this. When you get back to your laptop and computers and back in your whatever not over the next few days, we will identify the triggers that are causing you these emotional distress, so you can take steps to avoid and manage these triggers. We will also develop healthy coping mechanisms over the next few weeks for you. And most importantly, I'm already helping you from a professional emotional therapist level. But if you need other professionals from a medical health level, you are with the hospital doctors right now. You actually then got a balance of both already. So you're in a very good situation to then start writing these and completing your book as soon as you can, and then helping lots of other people. Right. So we went a little bit longer than yesterday because anyway, you are used to now monologue therapy from my side. You did that yesterday for about 45 minutes and today for about 55 minutes. And those of you listening to the recordings, these are also given to the clients as a added value, unlimited repeat sessions. So they don't have to pay me that. You can say the $188, $288, $388, or whatever $88. But they can listen to the same sessions again and again and again and again and again and again for free, thus saving you a lot of money. So, Sir LeowBao, is there anything else I can help you with? You can type it in the chat right now. And for the rest of you listening to the recordings, you can also type it in the chat or get back to the sponsors who connected you with these videos, because they care and they really want you to heal sooner than later. So thank you, LeowBao. Nothing for Bao now. You even spelled your name LeowBao as in nothing, no, nothing for Bao. Yeah, which is correct for LeowBao. You know what I mean? And then you change that to now in the chat, which is correct. Spelling mistakes. Anyway, thank you, sir. So do check out tomorrow, and I hope you're financially covered by some insurance plan or the government insurance, or because of your age, they will give you a very subsidized rate. We'll talk about that too, because in that autoimmune book, by the way, just I told you, like I said, literally more than 1/3 of Americans are all sick with autoimmune diseases. One good news for them is the people who buy the right kind of insurance, autoimmune diseases in America are also covered. So imagine more than 100 million people in that book on autoimmune diseases that I told you about. There's a whole chapter on go get the right insurance, because literally 100 million Americans out of 300 plus million, 1/3 of the country has autoimmune diseases. So I don't know what is the rate in our countries in Singapore, Malaysia, but maybe, wow, we will just discover through your project why is a man at 63 falling ill every 2 weeks. You know what I'm saying? Or every 10 days. So this is something. If it's to do with the autoimmune diseases, then that book will be a good companion for you to sell as you sell your book. So we will talk about package deals later on and all that. So thank you, sir. Tell your subconscious mind to just revise everything I said on yesterday's call and today's call, even though you can't download from your cloud yet. But the moment you reach home, please download from your cloud yesterday's and today's and send it to me on WhatsApp so we can upload on YouTube forever. But more importantly, we don't want your cloud to be filled up and they start charging you extra money. That is my main concern. So I'm keeping these calls much shorter than the 3 hour sessions that we normally do. All right. So have a good night and tell your conscious mind, don't fight. It's not me. It's Pal Ji said, deep sleep now, deep sleep now, deep sleep now. So tell your conscious mind, don't fight me now, conscious mind. Then your inner chatter will just go away. Yes, you wrote thank you in the chat. Oh, you're welcome. And we'll see you tomorrow. And do let me know if you're home already. And if you can do it from the laptop, then I will also on my laptop and phone both so we can do proper screen sharing. But I'll send you the two pictures anyway. Immediately after the call, you may have had them before, but those are the two pictures I need you to start looking at, understand them, and then tomorrow or the day after, we will continue with the laptops and the screen shares, and then hopefully everything will be okay. And yeah, you can start helping other people and growing your bank balances and lowering your blood pressure plus your high fevers. So right now it's no more just high blood pressure, but high blood pressure, high fevers to high bank balances. Wow. Good night, LeowBao. Sweet dreams and get well soon. And everyone, whatever words you've heard in today's recording are going to heal you also of other illnesses that you may know of or not know of, even, and not just high blood pressure, high fevers, but every other illness in your body is now ordained to leave your body to become totally rejuvenated, revitalized, re energized, and ready for a wonderful life ahead. So I repeat again, just like the 20 something year old clients that I have, we are going to have bodies that are going to be rejuvenated, revitalized, re energized, and ready for a great future like a 20 something year old client. So these are affirmations that I'll do for you later, that your mind is now as sharp as a 63 or whatever the senior age you are at, but your body will actually start in the next 21 to 28 days to have anti-aging, and bring you back to the age of the 20 something other clients that I have, whose bodies are very sharp, very good, but their minds are not as knowledgeable with the wisdom, the doctrines, the philosophies that you have learned over the last 20, 30, 40, 50, 63 years of your life in LeowBao's case. So one of the next 28 days, 21 to 28 day cycle is going to be on anti-aging, how we cure you of your autoimmune issues, but more importantly, help you to get in anti-aging, that one day your body, even though your age will progress in numerological order, but your body will be getting younger and younger, and your body will start to heal through certain methodologies which we will teach you once your full payments are done and the full proper system can start. And then one day you will say, my body is still 23, although, when I met Palji, I was 63. Say, wow. And I want you to sleep with that suggestion in your mind playing again and again, that at 63, LeowBao's chronological age was 63, but Palji helped him in the next few months to have a physical body totally rejuvenated, revitalized, re-energized, and ready for a great future of a 23-year-old healthy, wealthy, wise person. Say wow with that. Thank you once again. Good night, sweet dreams. And for those of you who are listening, yeah, LeowBao typed wow. So we are wow, LeowBao, because you are 63. So in that old lady's case, her book is Learn in 73 Days What I Learned in 73 Years and Not Waste Your Life Away. In your case, somehow another third book, which I'm going to help you co-author, is from the chronological age of 63, how I did anti-aging to bring back myself to rejuvenation, revitalize, revitalization, re-energy, and being ready for a better second half of my life with the body of a 23-year-old person. Say wow. Now, science has got already advancements in anti-aging to make this possible. And if your conscious mind starts to do the inner chatter, no, la, very good, la, blah, 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 tell him Mahathir at 99 is also using anti-aging therapies, but they are very expensive. And that's how he became the second time prime minister of the country again in his advanced age. So you are only 30 years younger than him, la, or rather 36 years younger than him, la. What excuse do you have, LeowBao? Say wow. Wow. And science will only get better, but that in addition to science, whatever the therapies that we teach as a trained certified clinical therapist and all that, those are going to actually get you back and your body back to 23. I don't give a damn if the age is 63. Say wow. That's my big promise over the next that's the best present lah. Maybe we got to restart again 188 days because you keep breaking the $1 billion ringgit extra bonus guarantee. Anyway, no worries. Thank you, sir. Good night. Sweet dream. And now you got something bigger to work on. Anti-age and how Palji will help you to anti-age from 63 down to a body of a 23. I'm saying the body of a 23. Your mind will still remain sharper and sharper as a 63 and it will keep becoming sharper, but your body will react and be trained to become 23 again. That is another hidden goal. That's another hidden co-author. That's how your 30 books will be complete and you will become Dr. LeowBao in the next few years. Good night, sweet dreams, everyone. And I am going to see if I can do the stop of the recording from here. And then we will end the call for all. Thank you. Good night, sweet dreams. Remember, Palji said, deep sleep now, deep sleep now, deep sleep now. Deep sleep now, deep sleep now, deep sleep now. And the last thing I want you to think about is that though your age may be the 50s, the 60s, the 70s, but your body will become healthy, wealthy, and wise like a 23 years old young man's body, not the 63-year-old that LeowBao is today. Say, wow. That's the thought you're going to work on in the next few days, the next 28 days, and make you healthy once again. Good night. Sweet dreams. Talk to you tomorrow.